Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is July 7th, 2024. A new quarter began last week, and despite of that, we're still seeing the same trends persist, meaning tech stocks, especially mega cap, large cap tech stocks, continue to outperform significantly. Small caps are still stuck in a range. Here is a view of Russell 2000 IWM. As you can see, they've been stuck in a range for quite some time. And it doesn't matter where the interest rates are really going. As you can see now, they pulled back last week. IWM still couldn't rally. So there's just zero momentum behind most of these names. So for me, it's just a waste of time even looking at them and trying to trade them, especially when other areas of the market continue to work so well. Anything mega cap, it's at or near all-time highs. Apple, another big week, close near all-time highs. The same can be said about Amazon and Google and Microsoft. All of them at all-time highs. Even some of the laggards among the mega caps had significant bounces. Look at this huge big move in Tesla. I mean, we went from 180 to 250 inside 2 weeks, and we actually went long this one right before it broke out, but also sold it way too early. But that's part of the game. That's part of the game. The other one that's also among the big tech that one should be paying attention to is AMD. Finally broke out above its 50-day moving average. So there'll be a lot of eyes on this one next week for a potential continuation until 175. I think if it can clear 175, we can see a lot of call buying probably, which could even help its rally even further. So this is one of the top stocks ready to watch for the next week for a potential continuation. Speaking of AMD and semiconductors, obviously let's take a quick look at NVIDIA. It had another post-earnings, another big post-earnings rally, just like the previous time, and it has seen and since it pulled back near its rising 20-day moving average. So I wouldn't be surprised if here we see a consolidation over the next few weeks until its next earnings. Kind of similar to what we saw a couple months ago, as you can see here, a gap up, then a rally for a couple weeks, then it kind of went sideways to build a new base. So maybe we might see something similar above its rising 50-day moving average. Let's take a quick look at this SMH, the semiconductor index. As you can see, pulled back to its rising 20-day moving average, had a range contraction, and then it had a pretty significant bounce. But it still hasn't made a higher high. So this one is probably will be very highly correlated to NVIDIA. And if NVIDIA is in a consolidation mode, very likely SMH will be as well. Obviously, there might be some exception. ARM Holdings, big bounce from its rising 20-day moving average, close at all-time highs. MU was on the other side of the performance spectrum, pulled back, gap down after its latest earnings, pulled back to its rising 50-day moving average, where buyers stepped up, and then it found some resistance right near its 20-day. So it's kind of stuck between those two, the 50 and the 20-day. And before it breaks above its 20-day, probably will be a choppy place to be. And full disclosure, I own a few shares of this one, which I started buying near its 50-day here. And so far, don't have much to show for that new purchase. So let's see how it acts next week. Some other setups. Let's take a quick look at Biotech. Biotech, similar to small caps, just stuck in a range, but it's still above its 50-day moving average. So maybe until XBI can clear 95, this is not really a place to fish at. In general, so the semiconductor is still consolidating, but in the meantime, software stocks have had a pretty significant rally in the past few weeks, and now they're back near all-time highs, and they built a huge base. You can see that huge cup and handle here, right ahead of earnings season. By the way, new earnings season starts next week, and as usual, first financials report, and after that, big tech. So we have quite a few new catalysts to decide the next moves in the stock market. Another big trend that is going on this year and is the rally in metal stocks, especially gold and silver. Gold and silver woke up after they had a pretty big move here from March to April, big move, and then they spent the next 2 months consolidating in a range, and now they're starting to wake up and rally again, and this is kind of coinciding with the pullback in the US dollar. So something to watch, and it's not just gold and silver, it's also aluminum and copper and many other metals really are trying to bounce here, and maybe markets inflation expectations have changed since the first presidential debate. Either way, we remain in a bull market, at least a bull market for all the large cap stocks, and not so much in a range bound choppy market for small caps. And until that changes, it just makes sense to keep trading the mega caps. All right, that's all from me for this week. See you next week.